Hey, mom, real quick question. Just be honest. All right, shoot. Do I have a dad?
Welcome to another episode where we have real conversation. Today we have a special guest. He known for many things. You may know him as a teacher. You may know him as a father or Mr. Built to Ass. Mr. 3-0, welcome, Linzy. What's going down?
No, what's up, guys?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming, dog. And before we talk about your success and your accomplishments, I want to start talking about your upbringing. The root of where you come from. You know what I'm saying? The things that made you who you are. The first thing I want to ask you is what was it like growing up without a father? Let's start with that.
I guess I'll start with it wasn't necessarily that I grew up without a father. He definitely obviously wasn't present in my life. And this isn't like a woe is me story.
Yeah.
I grew up with a mom. And my mom was the strongest man I've ever met, is the best way to put it.
Okay.
To kind of give you the timeline, when I was 7, I asked her, I was like, hey, mom, we were actually walking. We were here in Milwaukee, so I was born in Chicago.
Okay.
Michael Reese Hospital. And then, we ended up moving up here, shortly around my school age time. But when I was about 7, I started noticing. I'm like, oh, everybody else got like a dad, and it's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
I always thought, okay, you got a mom and you got a mom that rock, but you got to keep it going. When I started noticing, friends that had dads and, people that I went against in, sports that had dads, I'm like, oh, man, okay, maybe I should ask her, be honest, hey, do I have a dad?
Mm-hmm.
I was 7. We were walking across the street to the beauty supply store right off of 35th and North Ave, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, mom, I got a real question for you. She's like, all right, son. Because she allows me to ask questions. I was a curious kid. I got an older brother, older sister. I'm the curious one.
Okay.
I got questions. I got a question about everything. Hey, mom, real quick question. Just be honest. All right, shoot. Do I have a dad? Was the first question. And she was like, of course, son, you have a dad. I go, okay. So question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, is he coming? Is he around? Is he? And she paused, and she thought about it for a second. So, again, we still walking. And her response to me was, for the purpose of your question, I am your mom and I am your dad. And from that moment on, I didn't ask any more questions pertaining a dad or a father figure.
And you were 7 years old, huh?
Well, it wasn't even saving myself. It was
No, 7 to your age. You were 7 asking these questions.
Yeah. And some things that are said don't need to be over explained. And when she said that, I was like, got you. You both of them.
And that's dope that for you to. It's dope to hear that because at a young age you peep that self awareness.
Yeah.
Not to even force the issue. Okay, you just accept that and you just kept it pushing. And by your father really not being present, what was something you struggled with because he wasn't there?
I guess struggle with.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm in struggle with, sometimes from a man perspective, sometimes from a boy perspective, a boy needs their father present. So, from use myself, by my dad being there, one of the main things he pointed out for me was I could be too emotional sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, just certain conversations that he had with me that I needed from him. So sometimes a lot of people struggle with certain guidance, whether that's learning how to express themselves. So there's different things. So if you able to remember, what are some things that you struggle with personally?
All right.
If you have any.
No, I got you. So, funny story is, I didn't struggle, and I think that's actually a part of my story. Typically, when you go into school systems or you start a new profession and they talk about black people, and they talk about the image and how they are and who they're supposed to be and how they act and how they're supposed to fit in. And I never had that issue. And again, I think it was when you talked about my self-awareness, right? I've always been self-aware and understood what I have. I have a mom. I have family that loves me. And that was good enough for me, you know? We didn't come from much. Like my mom, she worked at Quad Graphics when I was a kid. She didn't bring home much money, but it wasn't much that I needed. And it wasn't much that I compared myself to in a situation of, I got to have that.
Okay.
It was okay, let me see how my friends that got two parents, how they move. And let me see if we move completely different than them. And we didn't. And it was because my mom worked her ass off. Like I said, my mom was a workhorse, bruh. Everything I contribute myself to is through her. When you talk about struggling, like, you know, she showed me how to get up and be consistent. She showed me how to go to work when you don't want to, when your back hurt. She showed me through her like literal physical and mental trials that like you can still do it. She raised 3 kids. You know, when a family member needed a place to stay, she was that person. When, you know, I had nieces and nephews, I got 7 of them, 8 of them. And when they come, she was like, hey, open arms. So she was the one that kind of showed me a lot of the, you don't have to be this type of person. So to say I struggled is a misnomer. Now, things that I've been learning, and I would say actually probably more so in my adult life than back then, is empathy. Me and my coach, Solo Acosta, he's my striking coach from Pura Vida. We had a conversation maybe 3 years ago when we were down in Denver. He goes, Linzy. I go, what's up? He goes, you know you're not empathetic, right? And I was like, so what's your point? And like I kind of like moved it on because I'm like, I don't understand why you thinking I need to be empathetic is gonna affect how I treat people. Right? Because there's a difference between sympathy and empathy, right? I will never sympathize with anybody. Oh man, shucks.
Yeah.
Empathy I'm learning. But empathy also takes a give a fuck, right? And I gotta give enough of me to you, and I've never done that in my life.
But it makes sense why you like that though.
Yeah.
Because what you just said, you watch your mother make things happen without no excuses.
Yeah.
So when you see other people doing it, not doing it, but you see somebody struggling, and you be like, in your mind, be like, man, hey, I went through way worse shit than what you going through. Like, I made something happen. Why can't you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can understand that because, like, with myself, like, you know, when my father passed, seeing my dad, like, that was the day that made me a man. Like, I had to make a decision to make something of my life or I'm allowed this to affect me. And I made a decision. So that right there shows, you know, the difference of your perspective.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah, and I mean, again, earlier, right? You know, they always talk about how comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Right, it is.
And so not only did I compare myself to everything and everybody,
Right.
I did it to the betterment of myself.
Yeah, I
Right?
feel that. I feel that.
And so,
I feel
like, everything, I'm talking from, you know, my sister getting into fights and me understanding why she was fighting. I was like, ooh, maybe I'm not that guy. Maybe I'm not the fighter that needs to have this. My brother, being the type of guy he is, learning from his mistakes.
Right.
You know, and so then the way my life was navigated was, this is what they did. You have that same option, but if that's what you want to go through.
I can relate to that.
Same thing with friends. You know, I was on the basketball team. Bruh, let me be honest with you, transparent. I've never been good at basketball.
Now, for next week, you still play basketball?
Terrible.
That shit crazy.
I got sit. I got real
Yeah.
good sit. But aside from that, I can't see. I can't shoot a ball.
Okay.
Like, bruh, it's bad.
Okay.
I ain't gonna let nobody beat me on purpose, but
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Okay.
But even then, you know, my buddy passed away a couple years ago. Thomas Stewart, rest in peace. Compared myself to him. Okay, what type of leader is he to lead this middle school basketball team to championships? Time and time again, what does he possess to get people to follow him? What does his home life look like to get people to want to follow him? And just took notes in the background. Because again, if anything, I'm a role player.
Right.
If anything, I'm a cardio guy. I damn near was almost a water boy at one point. Like, hey guys, let's get some water.
Yeah.
We ran, you know, suicide. Like, let's get some but it was comparison. I always compared myself to other people.
It's funny you said that shit. I'm the same way. Like, um, you know, certain things I don't do because I watch others. And it's go back to with my dad, like certain decisions that he made that he felt ashamed. And one of the things I told him, like, you showed me what to do, what not to do. And that's a very underrated skill to have. Cause that's wisdom. Like my dad told me this. He said a smart person learn from their own mistake, but wisdom. No, he said a smart person learn from their own mistake, but how the fuck he said it? Smart person learn from their own mistake, but person with wisdom learn from other people's mistake or some shit like that. How he said it. So it's just like that's right there shows, you know, the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's how you build wisdom by learning other people's mistakes. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man.
I forgot how he worded it. Damn, it's gonna come to me later
Watch,
on.
you gonna drop the quote and shit. It's gonna be all nice and
Yeah, I'm like
calculated.
fuck. But yeah, man. And I want to ask you this, bro. Like, if you can remember, how did it affect your mother not having your father present? Have you ever seen her break a sweat? Because sometimes parents are good at having a poker face.
Yeah, no. So again, shout out to Mama Dukes, right? Like she is one of the strongest women I know.
Okay.
Um, you know, and in my lifetime, I could count maybe two, maybe three boyfriends that she had. I didn't even know of two of them type.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like she always kept me in a child's place and
That's
kept
good.
like my innocence and my naivety for me. So to say that she sweated it all, at least to me, I ain't see this stuff. Like, you know, and I think, you know, as a parent, you know, that's our duty. You know, now that I have a daughter, trying to protect her innocence. My mom has never put me in a situation where I had to grow up too fast. She gave me strict, you know, guidelines to follow, and if I followed those, life would be good.
Yeah.
And that didn't count for money. That was just how you lived life. Yeah, but no, to say I saw my mom sweat, no. I mean, I saw my mom hurt. You know,
Right.
she had a knee injury. She had an ink accident. You know, like I've seen her hurt, but to see, I've never seen my mom sweat to where she didn't think we were gonna get, you know, our next meal.
Oh, that's dope.
Never seen that. We've never been on food stamps. You
That's
know,
dope.
like we weren't that type of people. And, you know, my mom didn't want too many people in her business. So that's what I'm saying. Like to see her sweat,
Right.
at least she had a great poker face.
So you mentioned you had other siblings, right?
Yep.
By the same parents? Or
Yep.
different?
So yeah. So me and my sister share both. Me and my brother, older brother, he's 11 years older. We share a mom.
Oh, okay. So if you don't mind being open with this, how did it affect your sister? Because something, you know, because it, you know, everybody deal with things differently
Oh yeah, in the worst way.
in the worst way.
In the worst way. And the reason why I say it that way is because when you have a girl she's 6 years older than me. So by the time my dad gets locked up and gone, if I'm two, you know, my sister's 6 years older than me. So think about an 8-year-old losing their father.
Right.
Think about an 8-year-old who was like, I am my dad's baby girl, princess, everything that she want, he can give her, you know, and the type of love my father knew at the time was, you know, he monetized everything. So he's given her everything she could have ever asked for.
Right.
And then if you think about like, you know, an addict, once you go cold turkey, everything spirals.
Right.
So with my dad, you know, getting incarcerated, that affected her to where, again, like we moved schools.
Yeah.
We moved schools. We moved states. And my sister spiraled.
Okay.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Okay. And I'm asking you that because I think like you. What I mean by like, it's not that I don't show empathy with people, but did you struggle with, like, okay, listen, like, I'm not saying it's your sister, but like, I'm dealing with this. I'm like, I am making the best of the situation. I'm not allowing the situation to defeat me. And I'm seeing that, I see this is defeating you. Was that kind of bothering you? It's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, get it together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
What I've learned over the years is if I overextend myself,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be drained. And the reason why I say it the way I do is because I don't let people outside of myself piss me off.
Right.
Like my wife, we've known each other for the better part of 10 years now. And you can ask her, like, to see me like mad, like burning red, ready to break some shit down, hasn't happened. That's not who I am down to my core. The only person that has gotten me there is my sister.
Right.
And it's because I overextend myself. But no, it's looking at my sister, like she's the only person that really, when I tell you, can cut and get under my skin,
Right.
because we have the same mom and dad. Because, like I said, the type of resentment she has towards my father is the one I never knew. So we speak two different languages.
Right.
And so, sure, do I wish she had a better life? Yeah.
Right.
Sure, do I wish everything that I had in my lifetime, I wish she could have got? Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah.
Because everything I got in my life, I was able to do for the first time.
Got it.
Like, I'm talking all the way down to second grade. I got to my own school. I was Linzy Hudson, singular.
Right.
I wasn't Linzy Hudson Jr. I wasn't Abney little brother. I wasn't Anthony little brother. I was just Linzy Hudson.
Yeah, and I can relate to that because, everybody deal with things differently, and like how I handle my grief is different than others. So like people that like certain siblings of mine, I'm just saying, like with my sister, like I just don't like I just wasn't agreeing with how she was going about things. It's just like, yo, like you gotta get it together. Cause like in the real world, they don't give a fuck about what you got going on. I tell my sister this, like, don't give a fuck about dad being dead. Just like the world don't care about your dad not being there. So it's just like, we gotta, what's the next move? What can we do to make the best of the situation? And that's, like I said, that's an underrated skill to have. And now, you know what I'm saying, you being a father yourself, how has not having a father shaped the way you show up for your kids?
I think not having a father has shaped everything in me. When it comes down to how I want to be,
Yeah.
I'm not for me anymore. And I think that's the best way to describe it. Like the Linzy Hudson I am today is not the Linzy Hudson I want to be for myself.
Okay.
I am only this way because of Abby, for Carmen, and for soon to be Yolani. When I think about how I wake up and how I treat people,
All right.
it's I don't want Carmen to walk out and be like, dang, that's my dad said that to you. I don't want it to be a bad thought about me from them. Those are the only people that like I said, I care about. Again, when I tell you about how I show up for other people, right? It's in the image of who is Abby's husband,
Right.
who is Carmen's father.
Got it.
And that's in every aspect. That's in my fighting career. That's in my teaching career. That's in my coaching career. That's in my how I meet people, how I talk to people. That's Carmen's daddy. That's Abby's husband. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, I'm a very proud dude, don't get me wrong. I'll be like, yeah. I brag about myself
Yeah.
because everything I do, I'm proud of. And every decision.
Yeah.
I don't have a spite in me. I don't do things for people out of spite.
I feel in that part.
And so that's what I live my life with. I live my life with, I'm lighter because I do it for them.
Yeah, I can dig that.
I'm willing to do it longer because I do it for them. And then when I think back to, not having a father, I never had an image of what a father was supposed to be.
Right.
Because I was in a kid's world. And I'm not talking about the kids today. I'm talking about what a kid was outside and he was playing and like he had to be home before the street light came on.
Yeah. Have you spoke to your father?
Yeah. No. Me and my father. So actually, I don't know if you know this. I used to run a podcast myself.
Oh, okay.
It was called The Space Between Us.
Okay.
It was a little stint I did right after college with me and some homeboys. But I invited my dad on, and we had like a very vulnerable conversation where, cameras on, you can't lie to the camera. Right. You can lie to me, you can make up stories, but when this thing is pointing at you and it's looking you in the face,
other people listening, they can know if you're telling the truth.
It's hard.
Right.
And I broke him down. I'm talking like bare bone, vulnerable. The only person my dad cries for in general is Linzy Hudson.
Right.
Like, my dad is, again, hardcore tough. like punch you in your mouth for nothing type tough.
Right.
He gets so vulnerable when he's around me. And I think it's because he's proud. And I think it's the longing for one of those years back. But again, the conversation we had when we had that sit down was, hey, Dad, like, you are my dad, you are my father, you're not like a sperm donor or no like weird shit like that. Like, we have the same name, brother. We have to have some type of understanding of how we gonna keep talking. Cause when I have kids, they gotta know you. They gotta know who you are. They don't gotta know all the stories that you went through. They gonna know you as granddad.
Right.
Because again, I told you, it's not out of spite with me. And so, yeah, no, me and my father speak. Me and my mom, we speak every day. Like, I call her like she's my best friend.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Me and my father, I talk to him. Kind of keeping up with the Joneses situation where I'm like, we talk when it's convenient. We talk when he's like bored. But my dad's not a conversationalist because his entire life he was hooked up in that game.
Okay.
So it wasn't really much conversation. It was short grunts here and there, like, looking, and then trying to move on the thing. He actually has more conversation with my daughter than he has with me because he's not a conversationalist. But no, me and him talk. And
it's good.
It came through, I had to guide him in the right direction. I'll never forget, my dad told me I taught him how to be Linzy. Our middle name is Gene.
So, okay. Oh, you was junior. Okay.
Yeah, so our middle name is Gene, and he went by Mean Gene.
Okay.
Like, again, my dad is a mean motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
in his heyday, you didn't want to see him at all.
No, I could dig that. And I want to ask you this, bro. I know you got a different mindset, so your response may be different. But, like, what's your message to somebody who's struggling with, like, accepting the fact that, damn, I didn't have my father in my life, and they struggling with trying to overcome their own personal demons of not having a father?
It's gonna be cold, but so what? So what? You didn't have a dad.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do next? You gonna cry about it? Cause who gonna hold your hand at the end of the night? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody there for you. Cause at the end of the day, you gotta go to sleep, bro. And if you can't go to sleep happy with what you do and what you put out, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Again, that's barring a mom, that's barring a dad. Like, at the end of the day, are you happy? Because there's a lot of kids today that they had parents, but they parents weren't trying to be parents.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Again, a parent is a full-time job. Like, I hear people when they say, oh my God, being a mom is work. Yeah, being a dad is work, 100%. Because you got to show up with your best even when you don't feel like it.
I'm already knowing.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about more than just the Pampers. I'm talking people, oh yeah, I got them for 18 years. No, the fuck you don't. You have a child for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. When Carmen comes to me and she's 32 and she, Dad, I got to be there as her father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a marathon, brother. And like,
I agree.
I think anybody that doesn't have a dad in their life, doesn't have a mom in their life, is so what?
Yeah.
So what? Like, we've heard this story before, and we've heard it go both ways.
Yeah.
You got to decide which way you want to go.
I agree with that. You funny you said that because my dad always told me, he was like, I'm going to be your father. I'm going to be your father. Wait, he said, I'm going to be your father until the day I die. And, yeah, he was right because my big-ass age, I was calling him when I needed help. You know what I mean? So, yeah, funny you said that, bro. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, okay, well, you turn 18. Nah. A real parent is gonna be a parent no matter what age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, even the analogy of turning 18. Cool, you 18. What happens at 18? At 18, you could vote. Yeah. Good job. You have an opinion now. That's the first time you should have a real opinion when you're 18. You could vote. You can make some shit happen. But aside from having that one opinion, how does that opinion change how you feel about your people?
Right.
That opinion shouldn't. If anything, it should, again, level the playing field. You should still have respect for your parents, although you're 18.
I agree.
And I'm not talking about like no old school shit where the parents can never be wrong. Or I'm just saying don't disrespect them.
I agree 100%.
Right? Because again, like I said, my dad wasn't in my life, bro. My dad came back, the timeline, he came back when I was 12.
Yeah.
At 12 years old, I'm a teenager. I'm a sports guy. I got people saying, hey, you good? You might go to the league. I wasn't going to the league. 100 transparency was not. But people were telling me those dreams. My dad came back. All right, cool. I got a dad in my life now. This is awkward.
Right.
My sister, you back? So she's spiraling.
All right.
This is not a good situation for none of us. We didn't have a town drunk. or like a block drunk until he came. I'm like, oh dang, that's my dad.
Right.
I own it. That's me. Yeah, that's my property. Like, put him on the porch, please.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he left when I was 14. Right? So now I had you for 2 years, and I had you for the 2 worst years. Because now it's like, all right, you came, then you left, and now what?
Right.
And I still had to do it.
Yeah.
That's right before I went to high school. I still had to do it. So now high school gives me a reset. Yeah. Nobody knows I doesn't have a father. Nobody knows that I just went through some bullshit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's still, so what? Who are you? Because my opinion does not matter unless I do something with it.
I can dig that.
Like,
yeah, man, I can dig that, bro. And that right there, like I said, it shows your character and it shows the mind frame you have. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people I know who stuck in that victim mentality. Going through everything you've been through, growing up without a father, now becoming a father yourself, what do you lean on to guide you as a man?
I mean, I lean on growth and development, right? Yeah. When you talk about maturation as a man, you think about maturation as a parent, maturation as, someone who is in life. Yeah. As a father, I make mistakes. And I got to learn from them, and I got to make adjustments, and it's in-game adjustments at that, because they're right there in front of you. But, it's being vulnerable with your kids, letting them know, hey, I made a mistake. Right. Me and Carmen, we actually do this thing where we say, oh, it was an accident. And if it was, genuinely, I want to let her know, like, hey, I made an accident, and it's no big deal. Right. And that spills into, her losing eventually in games and practices. It's okay. Mm-hmm. It's all right. Another day is coming, Yeah. Letting them see the vulnerability early. Right. I'm raising a girl and I'm having another one on the way. So what's guiding that is the moments, adjusting in the moments.
Man, I only asked you that because based off, conversation we have, it made me ask you, so to be direct to, let me get my question together. Basically, why I asked you that question is because, do you believe in God at all, or is that not something you connect with from your point of view?
From my perspective, if there is a God out there, there's a lot of people that believe. Right. And that's good for them, is the best way I could put it. My wife is Catholic. My daughter is Catholic. Like I said, I've read the Bible. I've read the Quran, which is the Jewish Bible. I've studied it. For me to say there is and there isn't my place.
Got it.
I was just listening to Shia LaBeouf's interview, and it was like, hey, if you could say something to him, what would you say to him? And he said, oh, I wouldn't say anything at all. Like, I wouldn't. And that made sense to me. I was like, if it's something that is that divine, that did all those things to be that great, because that's what he is, right? When we talk about the greatness, everybody's like, go, go, go. God. Yeah. Right? If you were that powerful and that forthcoming with everything you've done and you've made those many sacrifices, someone should kiss your feet. Someone should worship everything that you've done, and like that's a great respect and great toast I think Shia LaBeouf did for him. Myself, like I said, I can't prove or disprove it. Right. So I don't have an opinion on that.
I can respect that.
I know that, like I said, I know that there are people that are strong believers. Yeah. I know that there's some people that are not. For myself, I leave that up for interpretation. Yeah. I like to be a good man. Mm. I like a lot of the virtue lessons that are scripted in the book. I like a lot of it, but I'm not a culty guy. Some of the situations that I've seen are a little too culty for me. Right. So for me, I just haven't seen the right place or value for me in it. Got it. But I do, if he is there and it's a real entity, he's done an amazing job with his following. Because again, everybody that I know that does believe in him and has the respect for the idea of him, all of those people been to something. And, it takes a powerful thing for somebody to really want to bend a knee.
Yeah. And this is my couple last questions before you pivot. Like, because when people hear you talk about it, they be like, okay, it sounds like he don't believe in God, right? So how do you, like, handle the the criticism of someone questioning, like, okay, you don't believe in God, basically.
Well, again, if I don't believe in God and that's a problem, it's my problem to have. I'm okay with that, but then we can turn it back to them, right?
Right.
Because again, you're throwing stones and you had a glass house. I could talk about all the sins you've done last weekend.
Right.
I could talk about how your relationship ain't divine.
Right.
I could show how you ain't as faithful as you say you are.
I agree to that.
You know what I'm saying? Like all the things that make you Christian or Catholic or, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to throw shots at me because I don't shout at the rooftops that I'm a believer or I'm a non-believer,
Right.
we could test your belief. It's like in fighting when there's a boxer versus a wrestler. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna check his wrestling." I'm gonna check your wrestling, and if you aren't as scripted as you say you are, then what?
Right.
Then who's the ass here? You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
The analogy of the lion and the field mice, right? Why you chasing field mice, bro?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna do no good chasing field mice. You ain't gonna eat off that.
Yeah.
And so, for me, again, it's a give a fuck, bro.
I got it.
If you care, I believe in God, cool. If you don't care, I don't believe in God, cool. For me, I don't give a fuck either way.
Yeah, no, I respect that.
At the end of the day, like I said, if we throwing stones, I promise you I could throw longer and throw harder.
Yeah, no, I can respect that.
Again, that's gonna go wrong for you, not me.
Right. But let me ask you this, bro. This is my last question. We're gonna pivot. I know you say you read the Quran and all these things, right? Have you? Correct me if I'm wrong. Have you read the like the actual Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you tried to apply it to your life just to see if it's real or not, just to see what others see?
Well, I mean, application is a funny word, right? Because
Yeah.
I think all of us apply some form of the Bible in our lives, right? When we talk
Right.
about the different, virtue lessons that are in the Bible,
Yeah.
the different stances in the Bible. My favorite story is David versus Goliath, right?
Yeah.
There's been many times where I was the David in the situation.
Yeah.
I was a smaller guy having to take on the bigger guy and had to get him out of the way. And that, again, I've never been in a real fight until I was 25.
Yeah.
But I can tell you numerous times where I was the underdog, or I was the little guy that wasn't supposed to do shit, or I was the inner city black kid that wasn't supposed to make it where he was supposed to make it, or in the hood, I was the nerd
Right.
that shouldn't have really been there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So you feel like that story sticks out to you when you hear
specifically
Bible story?
because,
Yeah.
again, I was always the small guy.
Yeah.
I've been 5'6", 130 pounds since 8th grade, and I ain't started putting on weight till I was an adult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been a smaller guy looking at, bigger things, bigger foes, My darkest moment, I got robbed my freshman year.
Damn.
I was leaving a volleyball game, 35th and Capitol, by myself, 6 minutes
Right.
until the bus came. And that night, believe I was religious, right? I was hoping and praying, hey, this bus will hurry up. But who should I pray to?
Right.
Right? If I was supposed to be in that moment, I was supposed to be in that moment. Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. I
Right?
get that.
That's my moment to be in.
Right.
And that moment changed me forever. I don't let nobody get super close to me no more. I don't let anybody meet up and shake hands with another person and me just be okay.
So you know who had did that to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
If I did today, oof.
Yeah.
Ooh, they'd be like, who is this guy? That's
Yeah.
not the same guy I took from.
Got it.
But
Got
again,
it.
even then, I wish I could meet those guys just to let them know, thank you. You put me on this path.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, bro, like,
Yeah. No, I could dig that. And it's many stories in the Bible that I guarantee, like, not saying you haven't, so that's what I'm not saying, but like if you just like took the time to read other stories of people in the Bible, I believe it can give you a way better understanding of certain things that it give you a way better understanding of certain situations and how to deal with it. I'm not saying you don't know how to deal with it, so but just because like it's just because like I've been reading the Bible a lot. Like for me, my struggle with, and not saying this is your struggle, so my struggle is way different than yours, but like I had a struggle with forgiveness. I had a struggle with learn how to be disciplined, confidence. There's a lot of things that I was struggling with, But just reading the Bible and actually just reading it and seeing other Bible figures have struggles like I have or worse, it helped me to be more compassionate with others. It hurt me. It just helped me to be a better version of myself that I never thought. So I'm not saying that's not true. So I don't want you to take
no,
yeah.
again, I think I think knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
And me, I'm a teacher,
Right.
and the good thing about being a teacher is I'm a learner, right?
Yeah.
I'm a forever learner. I keep seeking out understanding, and situations like you talk about discipline, you talked about a sense of belonging, acceptance, forgiveness. I've been through my gamut with some of those,
Right.
and some of those I'm still working through.
Yeah.
But like specifically, like let's just talk about expectations, right?
Right.
For me, again, and the crazy thing about the Bible is recycled through certain things and it's projected on others, and then they recycle it and use it in their own way, and they kind of. So again, all roads lead to the same place, in theory, right?
Right.
But when it comes to expectations, this is how I forgave my father. I actually was listening to a guy named Jay Shetty. He's a world-renowned podcaster, and he talks about mindfulness. And his thing was that we kind of put our expectations on other people and expect them to live up to it. And if we expect them to live up to those things and they don't, the shortcomings, the things that like we were like, oh, disappointed in.
Right.
Now we kind of giving ourselves weird adrenaline dumps of like, oh, they let us down again. Or
Yeah.
But when you come in with no expectation and you try to give them real autonomy to be who they are and show up as they are, you become lighter.
Yeah.
And so, I definitely believe that there are stories in the Bible that could definitely open me up and make me look at things a certain way.
For sure.
And like I said, like my daughter's Catholic. There's nothing about me that's going to turn her non-Catholic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want her to be close to her God. I want her to follow in that faith. My wife is Catholic.
Yeah.
And, we didn't get married in the church because I didn't want to have situations to where that was going to ruin her situation.
Got it.
Because, again, for me, it's not about me no more. Yeah. I am not religious. They are very religious, and I'm okay with that.
Definitely. Got it. And to take a pivot, when did you realize, because I said at the beginning, you're 3-0.
Yep.
When did you realize this wasn't just something you do, but something you could actually go for in? I'm sorry. I said it actually totally wrong. When did you realize this wasn't just something you do, but something you could actually go far in?
I would have to say it was after, it was two moments.
Yeah.
The first moment was after my second amateur loss. After my second amateur loss, it was against this dude named Anton Terode.
Yeah.
6-0, killer.
Yeah.
Everybody that he went against, he smashed them. And so this is the first time in a fight where I'm like, oh, I guess I'm the B-side. Damn.
Yeah.
Right? And the approach he took in fighting me is how I knew, oh, this might be something I'm good at. Again, this is a guy who, in all the cards, said he should knock me out, he should sub me, he should finish me, and do all the things. And with him being, 6-0 at the time, I took the challenge. I went to Chicago, a place that, like, he's from, I'm from.
Right.
He was the champ. I went in, trying to crash the party. Now, things didn't go my way. Obviously, that's why I led with it was a loss. But to go 15 minutes for the first time, having to make in-game decisions, and really figure out what fighting was, and come out unscathed. Like, I lost, but I didn't get my ass kicked.
Right.
I lost, but I wasn't, like, down in the dumps. That lit a fire under me, bro. I fought on a Friday night. I was in practice that next morning going for it.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, bro, didn't you fight last night? I go, yeah, I wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to work.
Yeah.
So I would say that was probably my first moment where I was like, oh, okay. Maybe this is it.
It's funny because you saying this because I remember at the very beginning you were talking. You was like, I think you mentioned how you saw your sister fighting, and you was like, okay, that's not me. So like, what made you get into MMA in the first place? Because you just said you wasn't really a fighter.
Montel Jackson. Montel
Okay.
Jackson's he's currently in the UFC. He's number 15. He has a fight coming soon.
Okay.
But he's been calling me since 2016.
Okay.
And he's like, yo, Like, you didn't meet your full potential. Again, another black man, a couple years older, seeing me in a sport and was like, you didn't meet your full potential. It's never happened to me before. I've never had somebody tell me that in those words.
Okay.
And he's like, I have an opportunity, come chase it. And it wasn't even, oh, come be a professional fighter. It was just come try. Come try and see how you like it. I never forget, it was a Saturday. He piecing me up. He not doing me any nice things. Mop, like all of the hood shit where you're like, yo, you getting yo. And I didn't back down. I knew I couldn't stand with him, so I had to go secure a takedown.
Yeah.
I secure a takedown. Boom. He look over at the coaches. They look back at him like, all right, we hear what you were talking about. Like, we see it now.
Yeah.
And it was his belief, bro. And not only was it his belief, he took time with me, bro. Like, he, sacrificed his own time. He is inviting me to come train with him, to come look in and see how he trains.
Yeah.
And again, his training isn't this over the top. It's he masters the basics. Then he makes the basics look extraordinary when he does it. So, yeah, all praise to Montel Jackson. He's the reason why I fight and the reason why I thought it was something I could do.
Yeah.
Having lost early in my career, I lost twice. The first time I broke my arm, and I didn't quit because I broke my arm. I kept fighting for 2 more rounds and then got dropped. And was like, okay, you caught me.
Yeah.
But that was the only time I've ever been dropped in a fight was I had a broken arm. And I was looking for a head kick. You know what I'm saying? Go to my second fight. He didn't drop me once. He took me down. He had, I think, like 34 takedown attempts. I defended a lot of them, but eventually, time ran out.
Got it.
But when it comes to, like, can I fight? The reason why I started was I wanted to see if I was tough. I've never done it.
Yeah.
I knew I like contact as a football, wrestling, but I've never been hit in my face.
But what made you want to keep going? Because you said you lost 2 fights, right? You lost 2 fights.
Yep, I was 3-2 as an amateur.
So some people would have like, man, I broke my arm. Man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? So what made you want to just keep being persistent at it?
Consistency. The consistency it gave my life. Because the way me and my wife, remember I told you, all roads go through my wife, right?
Yeah.
She is the biblical figure in this situation. All roads go through her. Monday through Friday, I kid you not, the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Almost down to the exact same snacks. Honey buns, love them. But
Crazy.
I go to work, I go to practice, I come home. Go to work, come to practice, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
On the weekends, she lets me have Saturday morning for sparring, and then we do whatever she wants us to do in the evening.
Yeah.
Sunday, she lets me go work out at 11 to 1, and then I come home and we do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
But my life was scripted because of this, and it gave me a why. And then when I realized that there are people that are professionals that I thought I was better than then, that I know I'm better than now,
All right.
brother, like
Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm 30, so I understand the road. We gotta start making some things happen.
That's how I feel in my life.
But
My life,
no,
feel that part. Hell yeah.
everything ahead of me right now is about consistency.
I can feel that part. That's how I feel about this podcast, bro. Just consistency and being very persistent and not letting anything stop me. Because I'm a firm believer. The only thing that can stop me is me. And long God give me breath in my body, ain't shit stopping me. That's how I feel.
Yes, sir.
And that's why I really fuck with you, just because of how consistent you is, bro. And before I even give you your flowers, I would definitely want to ask, like, how did it feel after going 1-0? And your pro fight, you went 1-0. So compared to, like, let me ask you differently. How did you feel after going 1-0 after your first pro? Now you're 3-0. So like how does that feel now, comparing it so far?
When I was pro, again, like going from amateur to pro, the things that are different is like you can throw knees and elbows.
Okay.
So instead of having, you have 4 weapons, your hands and your feet. Now you got 8.
Right.
So, having my pro debut, it was 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Like literally happened in a flash. I felt like I blacked out, and then when I came to, I was just like, I did it. I did the thing.
Right.
I did the thing I've been training so hard to do, and I made it look easy. And I was like, all right, cool. Like that was one. My second fight was actually supposed to happen in May. Didn't get that fight. Then I was supposed to have it again in July. Unfortunately, there was a medical incident. So the guy pulled out 6 a.m. I wasn't able to have that fight. Okay. Sold some tickets, but whatever. Then I had a good fight against Brennan Milgram. That was my second pro fight.
Okay.
He said we were friends. He played it up, and he set up the fight for us to try to make some money, try to have a good this is a Midwest banger. But when you don't know how to wrestle,
Yeah.
ain't we not finna play. We not finna play that type of song. If you can't wrestle, and I know that, you're screwed.
You think you like to get in MMA? You think that's very important to learn how to wrestle?
No, I think to get into MMA, you need to learn how to stop people from wrestling you, right? But if you, because again, this is how it ended up coming out. It was me and him are friends, cool.
Right.
But then you tag me on everything on Facebook. You kind of build like it was WWE, the momentum up to this fight, telling people, oh, I'm going to finish him in the first round. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So you selling all these tickets.
Yeah.
You selling a lot of hype around this fight. Now, when we get there, if you can't back up what you said, you're a liar.
Yeah.
That's why I never tell you, oh, I'm going to do this to this person, or I'm going to do this to this person, because I have no idea until I'm in there and I toe the line and I make first contact with this person. But I kid you not, it took 6 seconds
Oh yeah.
for me to punch him in his shit,
Yeah.
turn his world upside down, and he didn't see his feet again.
Yeah. I was there. Okay, the light skinned guy, right?
No. This is my second pro fight. I was up in Green Bay.
Oh, Green Bay. Okay. Oh, okay.
6 seconds in, pop, world turned upside down. And for the next, I kid you not, 4 minutes,
Yeah.
elbows punching. And every time the ref would step in, I pulled off to prolong this fight to show this is what you asked for.
Yeah.
Because again, I told you, the only thing I do out of spite is that. Because I'm a petty dude.
Yeah.
I don't talk about my pettiness often. But you try to disrespect me.
Was it him trying to market the fight?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if I market a fight, I'm going to tell you about me. I'm going to show you what I can do. I'm going to show you my training. I'm going to do all this for me. I will never try to market a fight and tell you, I'm going to knock this guy out in the first round. Or this guy is just a this person. I can't tell you that.
All right.
Because again, bro, why are you trying to downplay me training full time?
Right.
Right? We talked about my consistency. Why would you try to downplay that?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate.
You can play devil's advocate.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying he's right for it, but it's just if you go in the history of like past fighters, whether that's boxing, MMA, I mean, the goal is to not only hype the fight. Yeah, the goal is to hype the fight by any means. Now, should it be disrespect? No. You know what I'm saying? You should keep it. But I mean, maybe that was his best way of promoting it because it's like if I'm not a fighter, but shit, like if I'm promoting something, wherever it may is, of course I'm gonna hype it up. Of course I'm gonna talk trash and downgrade your skills. I don't give a fuck what it is. That's just me, because it's just a promoter. But I get why you took it personal. I'm not saying
and so again, and the thing is for me, it's personal, but I'm not emotional about anything.
Yeah, got it.
Right? And so again, the way I operate is I'm a straight shooter. I'm not gonna say, hey, we friends, we jolly, let's be in the group chat, like let's negotiate all these things, and then talk bad about you. And then have your side of the people talk bad about me and have me see all this stuff. Because again, the internet is there.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of guy that keeps receipts.
Have y'all talked about it?
What is there to talk about? I beat you up in front of your family.
Yeah.
My family wasn't there. My wife was back home. My teammates came out.
Right.
But again, bro, you sold a lot of tickets. You made a lot of money off of me. That's all the money you was gonna make off of me.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get no
Okay.
win bonus. You got some ticket sales, and you got weigh in, but
Yeah.
you wasn't getting the win off of me.
Okay.
And again, that's what the fighting is, right? If you are gonna go that way, well, you trying to make a name off of somebody.
That's what you're saying.
Once I keep this road going, again, I'm trying to make a name off of me. That's why I keep telling you it's Linzy Hudson. It's Linzy Hudson. Because I'm not trying to be like, oh, I want to fight Conor McGregor. So what? I could fight Conor McGregor and try to make a name off of him?
Right.
Nah, bro. I want to make a name off of Linzy Hudson
Yeah.
this way.
I get what you're saying.
You know, the thing is people aren't gonna sign contracts. So what's the point of saying dumb shit? Right?
So if you think if y'all was on the same page, you wouldn't probably be.
I think it would have been. I think it would for on his side. I think would have been less elbows to his face, or maybe I would have tried to finish it when I could have.
All right.
But I prolonged the fight to drop as many elbows on him as I could.
All right.
Like every time the ref was said, "You got to do something," I stopped
Right.
and slowed it down, so he had to be in it longer.
Got it.
He had zero control of this fight from 6 seconds in.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? And again, that comes down to me. I attribute that to my training and how I am. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Got it. So do you feel pressure to stay undefeated, or do you not think about that?
No. Because again, I've lost before. I know what it feels like to lose. And again, the cool thing about being undefeated is for people, the fans, the analysts that they beat on their chest about, oh my God, they're undefeated. The only thing undefeated is gonna get me is another undefeated guy, and we gotta fight. One of our O's gotta go. They always do that.
Right.
That's okay. I'm game for that. That's what I want. But at the end of the day, I still gotta fight the next guy. I still gotta fight the next guy. There's not that many people that are holding the championship right now that has never lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to take your losses well,
Yeah.
oof. And the way the UFC works is if you get in and don't win, they finna get you out of there. So it's not about being undefeated, not being undefeated. It's about winning.
Right.
And I'm going to win. That's what I do best. I win because I watch, I operate, I move a certain way, and I win.
I like that attitude. Man, I want to ask you, this is going to be kind of funny, but when you training for a fight, right? When training for a fight, do you withhold on sex?
No,
Oh, so ain't nothing stopping you.
no.
No, I heard that.
In there type. You know, the way it works is
So is that a myth? There's some not men, but some people who does fighting, they say, well, I don't want to do this because of they feel like they might not perform well.
I don't know about they performing, but
Nigga
that
say,
has
"I'm
nothing to
different
do with
over
the
here."
other performing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like full transparency, I don't smoke.
Okay.
I only drink if there's like an anniversary or like a birthday party of a close friend.
Yeah.
So I'm sober 300 days out of a year. You know, something crazy like that where it's like I don't drink often,
Got it.
and so my body is usually in shape. My body is usually ready to go. And to say this one thing is gonna stop me from, that's not how it's supposed to work.
Right.
Now, if I was a degenerate and I was like, maybe I'd have to have more culty things to say, let me withhold of this so I could have that result. But what happens when you lose? What happens when you didn't get none,
Right.
you fought, and you still lost? Now what? You a loser that didn't get none. And you ain't get none that night either.
Yeah. Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got something before this. I won. I got some.
Right.
I'm still getting some.
Yeah. You want that one? Fuck it. Life is short. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. And man, like I wanted to ask you before we even end this, bro. Like, what's your advice for anybody who wants to get into MMA or just being an athlete in general? Because you play all types of sports. So, what's your advice for anybody who's struggling with consistency?
Consistency isn't 100% every day. Consistency is making sure you have the right team around you. That's consistency. Consistency is making sure that when you go to bed at night, you have clear thoughts. That's consistency. When you think about consistency, it's making sure that you have intention when you go to practice,
Right.
right? Because I can't show up 100% every day. I want to, but I can't. Sometimes my body breaks down. So sometimes I show up to the gym and I do a very light day, but I'm there and I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Some days I come to the gym and I'm just doing film study. Some days I just go and I'm just taking pictures. So when you talk about consistency, is routine.
Right.
Is your routine similar? You know, do you have an A day, a B day? On my A day, that's when I'm doing 90% of the time. And then my B day is okay when things are off, when I'm sick. How do I? But when you talk about being an athlete and you want to be a full-time athlete, there's things that have to be in order in your personal life before you could ever pursue a athletic career.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people that have been teammates that have not been teammates, the caginess comes from them not having their shit together.
Right.
And if you don't have your shit together, you're not good between the ears. What does consistency give you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm consistent down to how I pick up my phone. I'm consistent to how I hang up when I talk to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm consistent with the handshakes I give everybody. I don't switch up. I
Right.
give you a nice, firm shake. I don't be, oh, what up, bro, to this person. The same people that I always hug is the only people I hug.
Yeah.
I don't hug anybody new. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
it.
Like it's down to that where it's like your patterns become your habits. Your habits should be the consistency you're looking for. And if you don't, get a better team.
Yeah.
Because again, the Linzy Hudson show, a lot of it is me. I wear a lot of hats, but I got a great team. You know what I'm saying? I got a chiropractor. Me and him, we used to play ball together. Now he's my chiropractor. He worked on my wife when she was pregnant with Carmen and now the new baby. He adjusts me all the time. I have a mood swing place called Mood Swing Wellness. They cold plunge, sauna, compression boots, therapies, hydration, all of that. I have a meat guy. He literally buys me meat and allows me to
that's
cook the stuff myself. And you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it comes down to a team. My coaches, my striking coach, my jiu-jitsu coach, my wrestling coach. I have so many pieces to this that makes it even.
I feel you on that part.
I have runners. You know, I work out with a cross country guy. His name's Barry. He actually he's an Ironman. He's actually training for another.
Yeah. Shout out to Barry.
That's one of my favorite training partners. We can go run, we can go bike, and we can go do things that push me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
He lifts more than me. So then I know when I work with him, it's going to be some good stuff.
Right.
You know, I have my cousins, I have Victor, I have Dakota. Those two guys push me when it comes to the running. The consistency of they'll wake up early with me and do the shit that I don't want to do.
No, I agree with that, man. And
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And have you ever experienced like strangers becoming like you developing relationship with strangers?
Everybody's a stranger.
No. I'm saying like, do you like when you since you started the journey, have you developed like have you met strangers that end up developing relationships like friendships and shit like that? That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, Barry was a stranger.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say Barry is probably the strangest person I know.
Yeah, because it's like I'm asking it is because it's like, when I started this me starting this podcast, I end up meeting strangers that end up turning to friendships.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, and so again, I'm gonna go with Barry. Barry's my stranger, right? Because the gym was a intentional thing, and then I like learned to be around those people.
Right.
Right? My cousin is my cousin. Barry is the only outsider who literally Barry's like a lone wolf. Like he brings in a lot of different people. He has like his own community that he's building.
Yeah.
But Barry, he don't got family here. Barry's a lone wolf.
Yeah.
And literally his birthday, didn't know it was the day after mine. Like that was a stranger.
Right.
And now me and that stranger last summer we biked to Chicago.
Oh yeah. That's
You know? Like
crazy.
that was nuts. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Y'all niggas crazy.
And now this summer we're actually planning another charity event where we're gonna bike from Chicago back to Milwaukee. That way we can land home. But yeah,
When y'all doing that?
I think he said around in July maybe. I can give you the details and everything. It should be dope. Like I said last time, it was super smooth.
Tag along with y'all, man.
Yeah, Barry's my stranger. Another, I guess, stranger S would be Montel. I knew of Montel. He went to Riverside. I went to King. If you know the relationship, those are rival schools.
Okay. I know.
Those are two people that didn't mess with each other.
Yeah.
He seen me and he saw a lot of potential. He was 4 years older than me, so I didn't see him. He saw me.
Right.
I knew of him.
Yeah.
And he was a stranger, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you good people. You should come around."
Yeah. That's dope. Because I only ask you that because it's like sometimes when you start a journey and you expect like the people you may grow with, maybe that's family members, whoever, to be doing the same thing you doing.
I don't.
Well, I mean, some people do. I know I do. I know I did. But like, as me starting this podcast, I realized like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's strangers that, like you said, part of your team. You know what I'm saying? That not so much. I don't really look at as part of my team that actually helped me to start this.
To grow.
Yeah, to grow. And which no, I take that back. You can say it's part of the team because it takes a team effort. Let me correct myself. Basically, just you meet strangers to where you develop relationships and they be part of your team and they help you to grow.
Yeah.
Not just help you grow your brand, but also help you grow as a better person, things like that. So that's just like dope about starting a journey where you develop relationships and friendships with people that you would never thought. You know what
I mean,
So
but
that's why
again, I think you attract both good and bad people for the journey, right?
Oh yeah,
And so
100%.
like, right, to be quick, when I was in high school, the people I hung around with were never actually on the team I was on.
Right.
Like the football team, I hung out with Sherrod,
Yeah.
and that was about it. You know, I didn't hang out with the rest of the football team. When I was on wrestling, I hang out with Sharif Soul, and that was about it. On the track team, it was Abby DeWico, which is my female best friend, Lucky's girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't hang out with anybody else that was really on my team. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then now in my actual friend group, I got about 5 friends. And those 5 friends have never fought or been in a gym like my gym ever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we walk different paths. And I do believe in, like, the 5-year stranger theory where, like, every 5 years, you either lose some people and y'all really become strangers, or you keep some people and y'all really tight. Like, me and my best friend, like I said, we've been best friends for the better part of almost 15 years now.
Yeah.
And we don't got to talk every day to be cool. He the godfather of my daughter, but like every time we see each other, nothing's falling off.
Right.
And there's some people that are like that.
I agree.
But then there's also some insecure people that are like, oh no, bro, you got to call me. You got to do it. We're not those type of people.
Got it.
And like I said, for me, I stay out the way because I don't give a fuck.
I dig that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I can dig that, bro. So this is my last question. So when you step into that cage, what are you really fighting for?
sprinkles.
Sprinkles is crazy.
No, the reason why I say that is my coach Jake. He said winners get sprinkles.
Okay.
And I honestly believe that. I think
What do you mean by sprinkles?
like Jimmy's, like sprinkles on top of ice creams.
Okay.
And what I actually mean by that in the grand scheme of things is I think about the win. I think about, and I'm not even talking about the WIN. I'm talking about the WHEN. Like when it's all over, what is my legacy gonna be?
Right.
That's what I think about when I walk in.
Right.
How are people gonna look at Linzy Hudson, the athlete, Linzy Hudson, the father, Linzy Hudson, the person, the being, the person that walked on this earth? How are they gonna think about him? Right? When you talked about God earlier, how do people think about God?
Right.
I don't need people to believe in me, but I want people to think about me. I don't need nobody to like me,
Right.
but they're gonna think about me.
Yeah.
So when I step in there, it's about that win. It's about that when it's all said and done, what's my legacy?
The impact.
The impact,
Yeah, the impact
the
will last forever.
resolve, the residue that comes up because you said my stuff. You know what I'm saying? I got people that tell me, hey, yeah, they meet me the first time. Hey, I used to go to King too. Cool. I knew this guy named Linzy Hudson. That's what I knew. Oh, okay. Yeah. When I was back then, I was a pretty good dude because you won't even know you talking to me right now.
Right.
So I think about the win when I step in there. When it's all said and done, can I say I'm proud of it?
Right.
Can I, sleep at night? Can I hold my head up high?
Right. Yeah, yeah. And before I even wrap this, I definitely give you your flowers because it's like you said something to me one time, bro. Like a lot of people don't know. We did this like our fourth interview we had to redo and shit. I'm gonna keep it real. But you said something to me, bro. This stick with me damn near like it's go back to what you said about learning from other people, right? You said basically it's like I don't know how you worded it, but like, what make you prepare for the fights you have is because you practice a lot. You know what I'm saying? You prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? And that stuck with me. That helped me to do this podcast and anything else that I do in my personal life. So you saying that, bro, like you definitely a inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to give you flowers, bro, because you know what I'm saying. Because you saying that it helps me to be more consistent and help me to be a better interviewer and just everything else, bro. So I want to give you flowers on that, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. And like I said, I think when it comes to even practicing, right? You practice, and we talk about it in our actual practice at Pure Vita. You not finna practice bullshit.
Right.
You're not finna practice shit you never finna do.
Right.
You never finna throw, or you never finna like attempt to make land.
Yeah.
Throw the basic shit.
Right.
Throw the basic shit into the basic shit is memory.
Yeah.
Once you throw that basic shit, cool. Now you can build. Now you
Right.
can grow, and now you can meet new people. You can meet strangers and
Right.
take some from them and learn some from. Because that's what life should be. Life should be about mutual exchanges of information,
Yeah.
where both people benefit and both people are like, yeah, that's satisfying,
Yeah.
right? Because like I said, this is like you said, my third or fourth interview with you. I could care less that it's my third interview with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason why I say it that way is because I'm happy to talk to you. I'm happy to exchange information with you. I'm happy to see the man you are today because last time I think we interviewed, it was closer to when your dad passed. And you
Yeah.
were a different dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, to see you now, when we talk about flowers, you were a broken man when you lost the best man you knew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now, you know what I'm saying? A couple years later, you were doing tremendous things that I know he'd be proud of, right? And as a father, right, I don't have a son yet. If I had a son and I moved on from life and he kept going and putting his best foot forward and dressing up every day and working hard and showing the consistency, the shit there,
Right.
right? But we got to zoom out sometimes and we got to look at what's right there. What am I doing to be proud of?
Yeah. And more importantly, celebrate the small wins.
100%.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And I appreciate you coming on, bro. And I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, taking the time out, bro. I definitely enjoyed the conversation because you be saying some real shit. And that's something else with Barry, too. Like, I see why y'all friends because y'all have that no victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And I like that about y'all. So keep doing what you doing, bro. Oh, shit. Any next fight? I got to ask you that.
So
Anything-
nothing in the books yet.
Okay.
Like I said, we're staying ready and available. Baby girl should be here soon. So that's our next fight. I'm gonna get my hand squeezed by my wife.
Yeah.
And you know, all of my attention is focused on, you know, having my child get here safely. But then yeah, once she is here, we'll see what's next. You know, talk to the team, and then we'll hit the ground running.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. You know, I'm a fan of yours, bro. Whatever I can do to help, to you know what I'm saying. Shit. I'm glad to be part of your journey. I'm glad we crossed paths, bro. Because there ain't too many people who's very determined, who got the same hunger. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have that hunger, it can rub off. Some people might take it offensive. No, not offensive. Some people will get discouraged by it, or some people might be inspired by it. So I'm inspired by your hunger.
Yeah, hungry brown kid, man. You got to keep eating.
Yeah, man. Facts, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, already.